Hello everyone and welcome back to Age of Nagash, which is a channel dedicated to Age of Sigmar, and this is going to be yet another video covering a bit of news that we've got. And what we're going to be talking about in this video is going to be the Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Now I know I briefly talked about this in the last video as well, because that was about the big preview we had yesterday, but I thought I wanted to do like a little short video just sort of diving in to see what we know about Warhammer Quest the Cursed City, as I think it's a really cool setting. I personally am very excited about it. So we're actually on the Warhammer community site. We're actually on the tab which is the Cursed City part of the website. It's all brand new and everything, which is very cool. And what we have got here is some info. It's going to be info that increases over time, as we can see here. If we look at new characters to come out, coming soon. And this is something that I'm considering maybe doing on the channel, depending if you guys would like to see it when we get more news on Warhammer Quest Cursed City. Would you guys be interested in me covering it? Because if you are, let me know down below and we'll get to it and we can sort of look at it more in the future. So just before we get started, I do want to quickly say a shout out to my patrons, as they do a fantastic job as always. So this is going to be to my Morgasts, so Sandback, Johnathan H, Filq, Bleed Red, my Vampires, Mir, Martin S, Rouse321, and David A, and then my Necromancers, Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Dice Sagas, WolfNick, Michal W, Quad, and Cranky Wombat. Guys, thank you for your continued support. Wouldn't be able to do this without you. So, what are we going to do in this video? Now, I have actually played this trailer in the last video, but I am just going to replay it again, just we've got to get into that feel of it. So, what it says is Warhammer Quest Cursed City. In the decaying city of Ulfenkarn, a band of heroes rise to topple an undead tyrant. Dare you enter the Cursed City? So, let's have a bit of the trailer again. Let's have another look at it.
Lies at the heart of Ulfenkarn.
So what I just want to quickly say here is that we've seen this guy who's like the Gravekeeper, and this looks to be some sort of like harpy or like some sort of bestial a vampire, and then I reckon this guy's obviously the tyrant, is he, of the city. But because we've got the model for this guy, I reckon we will also get the model for him and for her, and that's something that we'll get to later in the video as well.
This once great city is now a charnel house. Its people are enslaved, brutalized, and harvested. Their broken bodies raised up to serve the city's cruel master in death. We will not allow this desecration to continue.
Okay, so then I just want to quickly say that this looks like the 4 heroes we're going to get for this Warhammer Quest and the Cursed City. So we've also got the Witch Hunter here, which we've seen before, and we'll get to a bit more details about him later, the same with that Gravekeeper guy. We've got a Waywatch looking guy, so or a lady obviously, so this is obviously from the Wanderers, and then we've got a Cannon Overlord looking guy here, and then this what looks like an Orc, and I still feel like it could be, because if you look at the posture, look how high the back is compared to the head. But what I will say is, interestingly, I'm going to turn to another photo, which is a new one that's been leaked onto Facebook, I believe, and Baron actually in the Discord posted it there. So if you haven't seen it yet, you can join the Discord and have a look at this picture in more detail. But just to quickly get it, find the right one, this is the new photo we've got. Now, apologies, it does seem to be a little bit blurry, because I think this was probably a leak. Maybe it's not a leak, maybe Games Workshop have actually put it out somewhere. But what we've got here is more details on the warband and more than that. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit. Apologies, like I said, it's a bit blurry, but it's the best I can do. So we have actually got a new warrior here. And this is interesting because we were shown 4 warriors. And one of them, like I said, was the Waywatcher. One of them was the Witch Hunter. And one was the Cannon Overlords guy, or maybe just another dwarf. And we've got the dwarf here, the Witch Hunter. But then we have this lovely human here, which is interesting. Cities of Sigmar by the looks of things, because you see the twin-tailed comet there, which is cool. So this looks like a new model coming out, where they haven't showcased or anything as well, and we're just getting a bit better detail on the other models we've got, which is cool. And obviously this doesn't fit the Orc character, or who I ever said that sort of destruction-looking one was, with the huge back and the obviously low head and raised up shoulders. And then we also have another one here, which is from the warband. If we just zoom in a little bit more, like again, this is getting very blurry, and I do apologise. But what we can see is that we've got some other mage here. When I say other mage, I mean this looks like the only mage we've got so far. A wizard, we've got a staff here, burning bright, some sort of hat and maybe a mask, or that might just be a beard there, and then blasting away at some undead down here. So I think this could maybe be an elf by the looks of things. It could be. It could just be like another class. You can take the Waywatcher, but obviously it would be a separate model or something. So that's interesting. It looks quite high off, like, but the head doesn't. So I'm a little bit unsure about that. It could be a new wizard we get for Sigmar, so it could be like a new battle wizard sculpt, which would be cool to see as well. So that's all cool there. And then what I do want to go on to is now talking about the bad guys. So we've got this chap up here who is obviously the Tyrant. When I bought and played like Warhammer Silver Tower, what I did remember is that obviously you have the Gaunt Summoner, you know, sort of like on the front box or whatever, sort of like in the distant corner, sort of faded out into the background, like the bad guy looming down on everyone. And that looks like what we've got here. So he's going to be the Tyrant. He doesn't actually look that undead here, but then again, you know, vampires can retain their, you know, aesthetic and everything like that to look like they're not rotting corpses. So you've got that there. So you have a better view of him on his face anyway. And then the other thing to talk about is going to be the undead stuff we get in here, which is we have Undead Skaven. Undead Skaven are confirmed. We have got a skeleton rat here by the looks of things. Maybe it's not a rat, and maybe that's actually a beak, and it's some sort of undead crow, which we've already got from the Ostrich Bone Reapers, so nothing new there. And then going on to the actual bigger undead. If you don't zoom in, you can't really tell too much what these are, but when you zoom in, they have got to be the new zombie sculpts, or the zombies from part of Warhammer Quest Cursed City, because they have all got the like coffin lids like stuck onto their back or rooted into them. So we can see it here, and we can see it here as well, and presumably one here. But it does look like there is a figure here with some sort of a scythe. So that could be a new interesting model there. We could have skeletons with scythes or something, maybe, like we got in the Warhammer Underworld Sepulchral Guard, I think they were called. There was a skeleton with a scythe there with a hood. So we could see something like that again, which would be cool. And then we can see there's more skeletons here in the background. Again, like I say, this is probably very blurry for you. It's blurry for me recording it, so hopefully you guys can see what I'm on about there. But no, I just thought this is a new cover we've seen for Warhammer Quest Cursed City come out, and I was kind of like, I've already covered a bit of Warhammer Quest City, is there really much more to talk about? Because we got this, it's shown us like more characters and everything, just a better detail what we can expect from the aesthetics, which I think is cool, and obviously fought in a graveyard. So we got that, that's like brand new that I've seen today. But going back from what we saw yesterday, but didn't have time to dive into it, we're going to scroll down here, and then we're going to read what they've got on the websites. This is the Warhammer Quest Cursed City website. So welcome to Ulfheim. Located in the heart of Shyish, Ulfheim can trace its history back to the Age of Myth. A mighty citadel was constructed by 3 noble dynasties of Azerite descendant. And for many generations, the living and the spirits of the land lived together peacefully. The city bred a tough people whose strength would be sorely tested during the Age of Chaos. As the dark gods poured their hateful legions into reality, the city found itself isolated and was laid waste by Slav the Ravener. The only chance to survive was to agree a pact with a potential survivor. Savior. A pact that the city would regret forever. And what I also like is, if you can see like on your screens as well, you've got like little like undead sort of like bat symbols here and other animals, so it's like a dog or a wolf and like some sort of bird there. It's all very nicely done, this website. It feels very vampiric. I absolutely love it. So you can see that, you know, obviously it was in the Age of Myth, and it was a great hub, and it was one of those places where it shows that in Shyish you don't just have like the dead live there and then there's some mortals maybe that survive. They actually all live together like harmlessly and basically, like as it said, peacefully without war. So that was quite interesting, and obviously chaos came and tipped that happy boat upside down. So what have we got here? So we have got the 2 characters that they showed us yesterday, but we've just got some more story here, which I want to read through for them. I mean, some more story, like, just about 2 paragraphs, maybe. So, Joelson Doric is a one-man death squad with a merciless streak a mile wide. He was once a part of the Order of Azir, a well-known and fearsome hunter of witches, aethergeists, and cultists of the Dark Gods. Though his conduct saw him expelled, the exact reason remains a guarded secret. And then like a little quote here. So, as mean as Doric, they used to say, back in the Order. Trust me, boy, they don't know the half of it. Morals are for the weak. So yeah, this guy's pretty cool, isn't he? So it shows that he's just really will get the job done. He's like that Stormcast chamber that I can't remember. Or the Storm host even. That is the white armour, blue shoulder pads, and they will get the job done no matter what. They don't care how many innocents they have to kill to make sure that the greater good is done. Which, to be fair, in the realms of Age of Sigmar, you have to be like that. Basically, the situation is everything is crap and everything is falling apart. So you don't really have the time, or you can't really afford to be the nice guys all the time, as long as your cause is good. What's that saying? The ends justify the means, right? And that's kind of what this guy is. Interestingly, they didn't actually say for his description that, he's a vampire hunter. They said, a hunter of witches, aethergeists, and cultists of dark gods. Maybe that's what he was. And now he is a vampire hunter because of all the stakes there. So it's quite interesting. But anyway, that was the Agents of Defiance. But on to the more interesting stuff, which is the Overlords of Ulfenkarn, which is the undead stuff, right? So we've got this lovely model. Like, honestly, this model is absolutely fantastic. And he is called Gorslav the Gravekeeper. So this gaunt and towering creature tends to the crypts and charnel pits of Ulfenkarn corpse gardens. Silently he tolls away in his unhallowed domain, ignoring the screaming terror of his victims as he buries them alive beneath mounds of cold grave soil. And then again, another quote. So, when you hear the scraping of old Gorslav on his walk, the only sound he ever makes, for he ain't one for talk. Flee then, fool, and hide away, and hope he don't come to take. And bind your arms, and drag ye off to bury ye awake. I can't even describe how much I hated having to pronounce all that, but it's cool, right? And we have got a better picture of him like in yesterday's video, but I do just want to zoom in, and it may look a bit too... Oh no, it's all good quality, cool. So we can see like a closer shot of this guy, because he's, like I said yesterday, one of my favourite models that's came out recently for Age of Sigmar, just because how dark it looks, right? And again, a lot of this is down to the fantastic paint job they've done on him, which I believe is fantastic. And it just looks really dark AOS 20, 28, I think it's called. And Dark Souls and The Witcher, I just think that it's done really, really well. You can go on the Warhammer community website and look at the preview from yesterday, Dead and Divine, just in case you're watching this quite a bit in the future, and they have better close-up shots and stuff from different angles. But no, really, really cool, and you get a glimpse to see what the zombies will be like. So I just zoom back out now. So we got that, and then going on to the next bit, just because over here, as we can see, this is what a new model could look like. We could have at least one of these things. So you get 5 ones for the Overlords of Ulfenkarn, and then the Agents of the Defiance actually is a fantastic point. You get 8. So there's 8 characters to choose from in this Warhammer Quest by the looks of things upon launch, from what I can gather. And then the Overlords of Ulfenkarn, there's actually only going to be 5. Now you think, oh, 5, that's not a lot. That's just going to be 5 heroes, right? Because these are the Overlords. I know that's just like, a branch in name, right? Just to describe the bad guys, if you like. But I believe that these all will be characters, and then they'll have their thralls and everything else, which will be cool, like in Silver Tower, how we had blue horrors, brimstone horrors, pink horrors, what are they called? Zangors and the Disciples, each guys. Oh, Arcanites. I think that's what they're called. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. But no, so that's cool. So it gives us a little glimpse of what we can expect there. But explore the Cursed City. So this is actually the city of Ulfenkarn, which I think is really cool. The illustration is lovely. I think I'm zooming just a little bit too... Yeah, it's a bit better. The illustration of it's lovely. It just feels like it's full of character. And what you can actually do if you go on the website is that you can go and see... you can click on these different things, and it gives you different descriptions of different places, which we'll get to in a moment, but just thought I'd show you an overview there. The other cool thing to say about this though is you also get maybe a glimpse of what the characters will look like, because we've got Gorslav here, I believe that's what his name was, Gorslav here, or illustrated, and then you've got a vampire looking thing maybe here. I was trying to read what this is, so maybe give a little bit of an insight, but no, that's not going to work, unfortunately. But what I will quickly just look at, thinking about it, I just want to replay this just to see if that one vampire could be this lady by the looks of things. It could be, it might not be. I'm just having a quick think. Didn't think about that before. So that could be a glimpse to see what we can see like there, because it's got long hair. But then again, this looks more heavily armoured, so it could be someone else, and it might be a bloke. But the other things we have, so this looks like more on the order side. We have, oh no, that looks quite vampiric actually. So that could be, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a vampire? Because the glaive looks very vampiric and everything like that. The big pike. So it could be a vampire. I was going to say like a free guild guy, but I'm going to say the chainmail was done very similar to this vampire over here, and then this guy, I was going to say looks like a battle mage or something, maybe, but maybe this is all undead stuff, and it's not good guys on the left, bad guys on the right. These might just all be the overlords. So these might be other things we can expect to see up here from the overlords of Ulfheim. Now that's all speculation, but you know, we live on speculation, don't we? But getting on with the city. So it lets you click on some of them still blacked out, and then when they update it further, we'll be able to see those. So the first one is going to be Van Alten Skydocks. So these skydocks used to be the centre of imports and exports and trade relations, because remember, this used to be a very prosperous city, right, before it was basically Age of Chaos came, buggered everything up, and then they had to turn to their sort of like saviour, who turned out to be the downfall of the city, depending on what perspective you come from. So yeah, we've got the skydocks there, which is cool. There's a really cool one which I think we'll leave last, what I want to talk about. But so the next one is the Guy Scale. So no one dares to venture near this gate except the spectral dead. So that's pretty cool there. It's bear in mind how all the the spirits and them used to get on. Now very much so. Maybe it's just so saturated in death magic that it's not just out of fear they don't go there, but living creatures just their essence, I don't know, disintegrates or something when they go near it. So that's cool there, and I like the little symbols and stuff we get. And then the next one is going to be the Glot. The Clot, which is fantastic. Which is this Carnel is now clogged by dried gore and is home to many carrion horrors. Fantastic. So that is all your fleshy court stuff there. So where we have the Nighthaunt stuff up here, because it's the Spectral Dead, we have the Fleshy Court stuff here, which is absolutely awesome. So we can see how we may get new Fleshy Court sculpts in this, and we may also get new Nighthaunt sculpts in this. You can just see all the possibilities here and all the optimism I'm sharing with you guys. But no, I really like that gruesome sort of image. Why I love Fleshy Courts. And then we have the Shadow Crypt Hall. So haunting music and screams echo from within these vaults. So because it's like the crypt halls, it kind of makes me feel like vampire stuff, maybe, or it may just be other deathly things. I was going to say zombies, but the next one, because I pre-read this, is all about the zombies, right? Because it's the Corpse Garden. So Gorslav, the Gravekeeper, this chap who we talked about, oversees these frightful charnel pits and graveyards. This is where your zombies are going to be from, and we can see it here, that massive graveyard. So yeah, these could be skeletal things, it could be linked to Fleshy Courts as well. What I'd say is that what we're probably not going to see in here, as we've been talking about a lot of the death factions, we might see skeletons as well, so that could be from the crypt, but I just don't think we're going to see Ostrich Bone Reapers. It just doesn't really feel like they fit in here, because if they were to come across this city, they'd either give it they would offer it a tithe, so the Overlord would have to pay them this amount of bones, but I can't really see this Overlord doing that, so they would probably have a war, and then obviously it wouldn't be the place where we're going to get this Warhammer Quest. So I don't think we're going to have OBR here, Ostrich Bone Reapers. But this one is my favourite one, looking at all of them, because this is the Hangman's Corpse. So this is the bat-infested site of the former Sylvan Embassy. So that sounds like we're going to get some Soulblight stuff, like vampires, maybe what would be the best thing here, and it sounds like it would fit it, it's just new vampire bats would be absolutely awesome. Maybe big ones, fell bats, bat swarms would be lovely. But it says, like I said, this is the bat-infested site of the former Sylvaneth embassy. I just love that sentence because it's like, what, you had Sylvaneth here, like in the realm of death, in part, had an embassy in a city that belonged to the dead and the living, which is just like, so you have embassies in Age of Sigmar. Maybe this is something I bypassed. I didn't really ever think about trying to look for it, but like, I just like the idea of embassies in different cities around the Mortal Realms. I think is pretty cool. And the fact, what was a Sylvaneth embassy look like? What would the ambassador be like? It just opens up loads of other questions, which I think is really cool. And the main reason for that is it just helps you so much towards creating up your own lore. And I think having a picture of a city is really nice as well for if you want to come up with your own lore. As for myself, I have a Death Kingdom for all my Death stuff, and there is a main city within that, which is the capital. And it looks a little bit similar to this, a bit different, but it just gives you ideas of how you can create your own and how a city kind of works and functions without reading like a whole novel or something, right? So I really do like this. And then it says the Cursed City newsletter. So learn all of the latest gossip straight from the zombie-filled, rat-infested streets. New Skaven confirmed right there. Joking, but hopefully, maybe one day. Streets of Elfenkhan in our regular newsletter. So I haven't actually subscribed to that, but I will subscribe if it's different to the normal Games Workshop newsletter. But that's it, guys. So like I said, I want this to be a quick video. It's probably gone on for about 20 odd minutes now or something, maybe. But I just thought it was worth mentioning. I wanted to talk about these guys a bit more, and then I was a bit unsure of like, is there enough news to cover for the Cursed City? Because I mentioned it yesterday, and then when I got this picture for, like I said, Baron in the Discord, I was like, yep, we've got some new characters here and everything, and there's kind of enough to talk about. And yeah, very cool. So what I want to say, guys, is I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to hear in the comments your sort of thoughts on what you think the Warhammer Quest City, what we could see, anything like I said, a lot of the stuff I've said here is speculation, but anything you agree with that speculation, anything you think would be different, it'd be awesome to hear. What I also want to hear, importantly, is if you guys enjoyed this video and if you would like me to make more videos covering Warhammer Quest: The Cursed City as it goes forward, because obviously I make content to what you guys like, and if this isn't very popular and stuff, I won't really cover it again, but it's just interesting to hear your thoughts because I'm personally very excited by it. But I would also like to say, if you did enjoy this video, please make sure you smash that like button and that subscribe button, as it's absolutely free to do so and massively helps the channel and really does support it. And if you already are a subscriber and you've done these things, make sure you hit the bell notification button if you haven't already, as it means that you will never miss a video of mine, especially if you want to see how I continue if I do more videos on the Cursed City, or more wide play videos, or covering more news, or more how to start armies, etc, etc. So with that, guys, that's pretty much all I want to say. I do obviously want to do a shout out to my patrons again, of course, as like I say, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be able to continue this channel and make these videos. So if you guys do enjoy my videos, you have these guys to thank as well. So this is my Morgasts, which are Sandback, Johnathan H, Filq, Bleed Red, my Vampires, which is Mir, Martin S, Rouse321, and David A, and my Necromancers, which is Jacq.l, RadiationRiley, AW77, Dice Sagas, WolfNick, Michal W, Quad, and Cranky Wombat. So guys, all of you obviously support the channel in huge ways, I've already mentioned. Thank you so much for your continued support. So guys, with that, like I said, you've got any thoughts about the Warhammer Quest Cursed City and speculations, let me know down below, it'd be great to hear them. And until next time, as always, remember to stay safe by washing your hands, wearing masks, and stay hygienic so we can all start gaming again soon. And of course, until next time, remember that Nagash is all, and all is one in Nagash.